What should they do?
Skip, I got my eyes on two guys. And since I was doing things for Fox Bet, I had to look at some defensive guys, the top 5 defensive players in the draft. I might surprise you with this one, but the guy that has the biggest upside, I believe, is Micah Parsons out of Penn State.
That doesn't surprise me a bit.
Skip, he opted out this year, so a lot of people are not going to remember him. But in 2019, he reminds you of a bigger, faster Devin White. He's sudden. You go back and watch him in the Cotton Bowl. 14 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles.
Defensive MVP.
Defensive MVP. He won the Butkus and the Pat Fitzgerald Award for the nation's outstanding linebacker. He's phenomenal. And you remember Penn State used to be linebacker U. Now everybody is, running back U, D-line U. But Penn State for the longest time, when you thought of linebackers, Penn State where it started and stopped at. Mm-hmm. And he's another one of these great linebackers coming out. If he's not there, Pat Surtain for me is it. I know Farley, the Farley kid. I know J.C. Horn. But when you watch Pat Surtain, he's the second. Mm-hmm. He's as technically and fundamentally sound as you'll see at that position. I'm talking about his hand placement. He can open. He can drive on the ball. He's so fluid in his turns. Mm-hmm. He is it. He's textbook. A lot of that has to do with his dad having played the position, knowing you read keys, tendencies, you get, you want to go in, how you want to funnel him, you turn, you drive him, you steer him. He has all that. So for me, Micah Parsons and Pat Surtain II, they would not be wrong if they took either one of those guys. You take an offensive guy, you're dead wrong. You're absolutely wrong.
Unless it's Kyle Pitts.
Nah, Skip, you don't need Kyle Pitts. You need defense. Don't you want to stop somebody, Skip? Or you like these shootouts?
Kyle Pitts is transcendent. I went on record like 2 months ago. He'll be better at his position than any of these quarterbacks will be at playing quarterback. That's how great he will be in the NFL.
But you won't be able to stop anybody.
But if he falls to 10, you just say, I'm sorry, we have to take him. That's how good he is. That's best player on the board.
You did CeeDee Lamb like that, and you gave up 500 yards rushing a game.
Okay. Back to the dilemma. So I already told you, if Trey Lance does fall all the way past 10, Trey Lance is going to hang over Jerry Jones' head for the next 10 years. If, in fact, this premise is right, and it well might be right, that Jerry will have the opportunity to take the first defensive player in the draft, that means every defensive player in this draft will hang over Jerry's head.
Correct.
Till death do him part.
Correct.
God bless him. I'm knocking on wood for
yes.
him. Because you have the pick of the litter again. You have everything is at your fingertips at 10. Where it could be Micah Parsons. It could be any one of those 3 corners if you decide. Yeah. I love Kwity Paye. I watched him a lot at Michigan. He leaps off my screen because he is a high motor monster coming off the edge. But 2 years ago was Micah Parsons. I watched him a lot, and there's that Von Miller, that Gumby-esque ability to sort of fold and lean on left tackles, right tackles. He just comes flying off the edge. So Micah Parsons, he measured 6'3", 246, and ran at his pro day 4.39. 4.39 at 246 pounds. Right. This is like next level kind of stuff because the fastest linebacker had ever been timed was Shaquem Griffin, one of the twins in Seattle, as you remember. But he timed 4.38, and he was 3 inches shorter and 20 pounds lighter. Right. He was 226.
Right. That, like I said, Skip, you remember Devin White at the combine. Yeah. He ran like 4.45. Yeah. At 237, 6 foot, and you watch Devin White play, you like, man, this dude's sudden. Man, he quick. He's explosive. And then you watch him at the combine. Okay, check. You watch Micah Parsons, and you're like, damn, he quick. Oh, he's explosive. And you watch him at his pro day. Okay, check. So all the boxes match.
And by the way, he benched 19 reps at 225. Right. And as you know, that's good.
That's plenty good enough.
That's strong. Okay, so I don't care about 40s at some positions, but when you're that guy, when you're that rangy playmaker at the weak side linebacker, give me 4.39 because it will translate.
Yes.
It will manifest itself in the way you play make during NFL games.
Correct.
So that's a hard call for me because the need pick, obviously, is the cornerback pick.
Right, yes.
And I am totally with you. it's almost like Patrick Surtain is a no-brainer. But is it no brains not to take Micah Parsons if he's sitting there at 10? Right. So Mel Kiper has Micah going 9 to your Broncos. Right. But I'm still not sure they're not going to take a quarterback if one's there at 9. Right. Todd McShay has Micah falling past Dallas to the Eagles. Well, I'd hate to see Micah Parsons go to the Eagles and just terrorize us for the next 10 years, right? Yeah,
but you know, look, all this goes back to, you know where this started. This happened in 1998. Jerry Jones had an opportunity to take an offensive player, and he passed. He took a defensive guy.
Yep.
Jerry Jones swore to himself that he would never, ever, I don't care if I got 10 receivers. If there's another great one, I'm taking him.
You're talking about Randy Moss.
He passed Randy Moss, Skip. Randy Moss was on a silver platter for him. And I think he took he took Spencer. I think he took a defensive linebacker.
Yep.
And he never forgave himself for that, because you remember that Thanksgiving where Randy Moss came back and did to her. 3 catches, $163, and 3 touchdowns.
I was the columnist for the Chicago Tribune, and I campaigned in Chicago for the Bears to take Randy Moss. They also passed.
Right.
But Dave Wanstedt was the coach, and he told me right after the draft, hey, I couldn't take him because he showed up they had an interview scheduled in Chicago, and the morning he was at the hotel that they went to pick him up, he was nowhere to be found. That's what Dave told me. Yeah. But I think Randy was shrewd enough that he decided, I don't want to be a Bear.
Yeah.
So he showed up at the hotel and checked in and then got lost.
Right.
And he knew that would eliminate him from the Bears.
But that's what Jerry's thinking, Skip. Jerry's like, I let Randy Moss go. Can you imagine with Michael Irvin, Randy Moss, Troy, and Emmett? Jerry said that's at least 2-3 more Super Bowls, Skip, that I let go right through my fingers.
He lit them up on Thanksgiving. He put on the show of shows.
He did.
And it was all about Jerry Jones.
And Jerry's up in there and had the guy, hey, man, you need to clean these glasses, because I don't know if I saw what I think I saw, but I think he got another touchdown on me. So, but for me, Skip, they need defense. They need a defensive player, and I don't think they're going to be wrong. The question is Micah Parsons and Pat Surtain.
Yeah. Okay, I'm with you on Patrick Surtain, and I watched him a lot. He is a textbook press man corner.
Yep.
You can just say, take him, and he will take him out of the game, I believe, whoever you put him on. And he's long enough and strong enough that he can just
6'2",
take you out
perfect,
of, yeah, and he's got natural strength to him, and all of his footwork is perfect. Meanwhile, Trevon Diggs, the other corner from Alabama, is a cluer and a gambler and a rambler, and he's going to make big plays, and he's going to give up some big plays. So I like the bookends from Alabama. One I can trust every play. The other one I can trust to make a play occasionally and give up a play. Yeah. You know, and I'll take the blend of those two corners.
Trevon Diggs is more Marcus Peters. You'll get him, but if you make a mistake, he's going to get you.
Okay, I got it. But are you sure that Dallas isn't sitting on Micah Parsons at 10? Because they well might be, because he may be just too talented to pass up, and you just laid it right on the table.
Yeah.
He just might be.
He's special. I believe he has the ability. That size, that skill set, you watch him on tape, you watch what he did at his pro day, and that's what you want. You just want the pro day to confirm what you see on tape, Skip.
Yeah. That's all. It's not a big body of work, because he really only started for that 1 year, and then he opted out.
Well, here's the thing, Skip. He didn't start as a freshman, but he led the team in tackles, and if I'm not mistaken, he's the only freshman to do that.
Yeah.
He was originally brought as a defensive end, and James Franklin said, we're going to move you to linebacker.
But your body of evidence is just 2019 for the most part.
That's a good body. That's a good body.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.